Hey everybody, welcome to the Dungeoncast. I'm Brian.
And I'm William.
This is the podcast where we talk about everything Dungeons and Dragons, from dastardly devices
to wondrous weapons. And today we are covering the deck of many things.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome, adventurers, to the Dungeoncast.
New year, new show, new theme, who dis?
Who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is this? We are retiring Year of the Fiend. It was a blast. Welcome to Year of the Artifact, everyone.
Where we open up with 2 F-bombs.
We Damn it, I just said last episode that I was going to save him for the short rest back half, but right.
Hilarious.
Did you guys like that alliteration? We're going to say that one all year long. Don't ask me about it. Anyway.
Right. Well, it is a new year, everyone.
Who dis?
And that means that we move out of the House of the Fiend and into a new House of the Dungeoncast Zodiac.
That's right.
Behold, the ascension of the constellation of Artificium.
Ooh.
It is nigh.
It is not.
It is Year of the Artifact, people.
Hey.
And that means this year we are going to pull out at least one super magical legendary object from the game of D&D and talk about it.
Yeah, we are. He's right. Nothing that he said was wrong at all. We've crossed a new threshold for stuff.
Yeah.
You like capitalism? Well, this is capitalism in Dungeons and Dragons of the highest degree.
Indeed. I'm also thinking that non-artifact magic items are also fair game. Probably the more notable ones, at least. The Holy Avenger, Vorpal Weapons, Staff of the Magi, etc. We have talked about dungeons and monsters, gods and classes for years on this show, but where has our love of the magic goodies all players crave been this whole time?
I don't know.
Well, it's time to correct this on this year on the Dungeoncast, starting with the deck of many things.
Yeah, Swiss Army deck.
Whoa,
God damn it.
Whoa. So the deck of many things. God, now every time I say the word, I'm going to be like, don't fuck it up.
Oh, I've been waiting for this episode, Will.
So the deck of many things, also known as the deck of hazards, is an infamous legendary artifact of mysterious origin. It is most often depicted as an assortment of magical cards or metallic plates that are arranged in a set deck. These cards are enchanted with extraordinary magic that is never to be used lightly. Though the deck of many things can bestow great fortune, power, or luck to whomever draws from it, it can just as easily and equally bring down ruin, death, and destruction. This artifact is a true gamble to interact with. It can even quite easily unravel an entire campaign. In fact, often that's exactly what it does. It's what it does.
I've listened to, shout out to Dungeons and Daddies. Who,
okay.
On my Spotify Wrapped, it came up.
Oh, nice.
As one of my top podcasts because I binged the shit out of their season 1. I love all you guys, and you are local. And,
oh, shit.
Because they talk about like San Dimas and stuff. I think I brought it up while I was listening to it earlier last year. Yeah, they're like LA local. Like,
cool.
So if you guys ever want to hang out with us,
yeah, let us know.
Yeah, hit us up on the Dungeoncast if you guys want to like tweet. Do we still tweet? Are we going to keep doing that?
As of the recording, yes.
Yeah, okay. Who knows, though? It's a real fucking slippery slope right now.
It is crazy right now.
If you want to reach out to the Dungeons and Daddies crew at some
tell them
level,
to come on this show.
Yeah, do you guys want to come on the show? We would love to have you. Or if you, I know you've had guests. I don't know. That'd be fun. I like improv. You guys are fucking hilarious. Anyway, they did... This is light spoilers for their campaign, but they used the deck of many things, and it absolutely derailed the whole fucking campaign.
Oh, yeah.
For as far as I could tell, I think it was the plan, because part of it was they were tricked to pull from it.
Okay.
Which was wild.
Yeah.
That like at one point they were going to pull from it. Like it was just around and they were just going to do it. And then later on it like circled back around and they were tricked into pulling from it.
Interesting.
And it was just insane. That is light spoilers for that show. So sorry about that.
As a DM, you only introduce this item if you're ready for that. If you're just ready for everything to take a left turn and everything you had planned before that to just be chop liver.
Yeah.
So
it is wild what this thing could do. I'm really excited to talk about it.
Me too. So the deck of many things first appeared in the Dungeons and Dragons game's first supplement, Greyhawk, in 1975. This version of the deck contained 18 cards corresponding to the ace, king, queen, and jack of each suit, hearts, diamonds, spades, and clubs, and one joker. The deck also appears in the original Dungeon Master's Guide in 1979. Ooh. This version comes in packs of either 13 cards or, more rarely, 22 cards. The 13 card deck contains cards corresponding to the king, queen, and jack of each suit, as well as a joker. The 22 card deck contains the same cards with the 2 and ace of each deck, as well as the trademark joker.
Okay.
Though the additions, the deck has changed in size and contents, but the spirit and many of the key cards have remained the same to this day.
Yeah, one of them is the wish spell, which is cool. That's like one of the things you're trying to pull out of there.
Right, exactly.
It's a bait. I thought there were more cards than that. Like up front.
More than 22?
Yeah, like because when I think of a deck of cards, I think of
52.
Of
Yu-Gi-Oh?
Of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's 40 cards.
Oh, okay, it's 40 in a
No,
deck.
I think
Man,
of
it's been a
bicycle
long time.
cards, like 52 card deck.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. That's what I think of as well. Yeah, there's 22, but trust me, it's plenty.
Yeah. All of these are trap cards, by the way.
Not all of them, but a good deal of them.
Yeah, some of them are spell cards.
Though the true origins of the deck of many things has been lost to the ages, many historians believe that the artifact was originally a gift from a powerful and ancient archfey to a long forgotten emperor. The archfey knew that the emperor was extremely superstitious and could not resist reading his own fortunes within the cards.
The deck of many things is fey bullshit.
It is.
It's so crazy though that it makes sense that the wildness of it.
Right. So some hold the deck of many things responsible for shattering that ancient empire and giving rise to powerful warlords that vied for control of the remnants of that empire. The deck of many things passes from hand to hand, bringing low the mighty and elevating the meek, and sometimes vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
In the Forgotten Realms, it is said that the deck of many things was created, or the decks of many things, there's multiple of them, were created by the ancient empire of Netheril. At the time, these decks were nothing but decks of game cards known as decks of hazards. This casual deck building game was played with slightly enchanted cards competitively.
Oh my God.
It was like fantasy Yu-Gi-Oh!
It was fantasy Yu-Gi-Oh! And you have to play it while you're like driving like old muscle cars over like dirt hills into like bales of hay and shit. That's a joke about Dukes of Hazzard. Sorry.
After the fall of Netheril, the magic contained in surviving decks steeped and swelled into the potent cards known across the realms for their dangers and possible beneficial effects. So, if I remember correctly, which I hope I do, Netheril, the Empire, they had the floating cities and stuff. Yeah. And I believe there was an archmage who was trying to cast level 10 spells that were going to fucking undo reality. And Mistra put a stop to all that, also cut off level 10 spells. I'm imagining that it was more than just the magic that was in the cards. I'm figuring these cards were amongst some of the most magical shit ever made, and part of all these cascading failures of spell work as these cities are falling. And I think all of that magic, for some reason, coalesced in many of these decks, and that's probably what caused it.
Right, because at the end of this empire, the magic runs out in the floating cities, and they fall to the earth.
Yes,
in Faerun, right? And they
yes.
What's the name of the desert?
Don't remember. I'm not a Forgotten Realms guy.
I've used it. I used it in FBATs. So they had to go there.
I'm sure if I heard it, I'd be like, "Yep, that's the one."
Yeah, I forgot off the top of my head. Sorry. That's going to be a great string of YouTube comments. Thanks, everybody.
Sure
I appreciate you guys leaving YouTube comments about the stuff we forget. I do, sincerely.
Yeah, I mean, it's helpful.
They're fun to read. I was like, oh yeah, that was a thing. I usually don't look it up after the show. I just wait for you.
While each deck of many things is unique, they hold some common properties. The majority of decks found contain 13 cards, while approximately 1/4 of them hold 22. They are typically made of vellum, which is calfskin parchment, or ivory, but can also be cast from thin sheets of metal. They are often kept in a small pouch or ornate box.
Damn, that's cool. Fucking a little metal deck of cards.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Each card in the deck is named and adorned with a unique portrait. The portraits on the card shimmer with a radiance of power. A 13-card deck includes these cards: the Sun, Moon, Star, Throne, Key, Night, the Void, Flames, Skull, Ruin, and I want to say Uriel, which is actually just a Medusa.
Oh, okay.
That's actually from Greek mythology. I think Uriel was Medusa, one of Medusa's sisters or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, we call them Gorgons.
We do call them Gorgons nowadays. Also Rogue and Jester cards. While a 22-card deck adds the Vizier, Comet, the Fates, Gem, Talons, Idiot, and Donjon.
Donjon, the Heron.
So I had to look this up because I always just figured Donjon was just like a funny way of spelling dungeon. That's not entirely correct. So it is another word for dungeon from the French version of the word, but nowadays is used mostly to refer to a castle tower, while a dungeon is usually referred to as the castle's basement, if you will.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Jean.
So we, yes, exactly. So we have the dungeon and the donjon. And then we have balance and fool. Those are the last two cards.
Okay, so this is more like a tarot deck.
I mean, yeah, with the exception of tarot decks, you usually like pull a bunch of cards in certain formations in order to quote unquote tell a fortune.
Oh yeah, I just mean the style of the card.
Yes, it's very. So if you're familiar with tarot decks, the tarot decks are divided into two. I forgot what they're called. Well, arcanas is what they're called.
That'll be a cool string of YouTube comments.
two categories. There's the major arcana and the minor arcana.
Yeah.
The major arcana is very much like this, where it's just singular concepts with an awesome portrait, while the minor arcana is more akin to like a deck of cards with suits and stuff.
I think the Curse of Strahd module comes with a deck of special Barovian tarot deck.
That's called a Taroka deck, and
yes.
it's again more aligned with like a major arcana.
Yeah, but it's used for divining, right? Like,
yes, it is.
Yeah, okay.
Where was I?
This deck of many things is not used for divining, it seems.
No, it's used for fucking up your life. So according to the lore, the exact powers of each individual deck are never known until the cards are drawn. So I think the idea here is that like the players might know what's in the deck of many things, but the deck of many things is truly a mystery in the worlds that they exist. So unless your players have just an insane amount of arcane knowledge, they probably don't know the names of any of these cards or what they can do.
Yeah, somebody would have to tell them.
Yeah,
right.
If your players are playing their characters in character, there should just be an aura of mystery and just unknown when it comes to these cards.
I mean, that's like this show, the Dungeoncast, disambiguates a lot of things for players that players probably shouldn't know in game. You know, like
I guess.
To that same vein, right? So when you're listening to the Dungeoncast and you go to play your game, don't be like, hey, I saw this on the Dungeoncast. It's supposed to work like this. Your DM might have changed it.
Yeah. Your team's God in your game. So
yeah, but we're just here to give you like the general idea of things.
Right, exactly. So when using the deck, the individual must first declare how many cards they intend to draw. They can do so randomly, but must wait 1 hour before they can draw again. Any extraneously drawn cards have no effect, and if an individual fails to draw the number of cards they previously declared, then all the remaining cards fly from the deck and all take effect simultaneously.
You don't want that.
You don't want that.
Like the DM probably doesn't want it either.
No, definitely not. That's a lot to do and a lot to keep track of. What order do they happen in?
You're rewriting the campaign.
Yeah.
Like
you're rewriting
probably were anyway.
The world maybe at that point, but we'll see. Okay.
So the idea is so the deck of many things is in front of me as a player, and I say, my half-elf fighter, I would like to draw 4 cards from this deck. And then you do.
Yeah.
Or don't.
Yeah.
But you should.
You should.
You can't draw 5.
Right. You can't draw 5. I will say that there are a lot of cards in here that will stop you from drawing the amount that you said. I don't think the big explodey effect happens in that case.
Yeah, because the deck says that
the
you
deck
stop
says,
here.
All right, you're done. Yeah. Okay. So once a card is successfully drawn, its magic immediately takes effect, and then it fades into oblivion, but instantly reappears as part of the deck. This makes it entirely possible that the same card can be drawn more than once. The exception to this rule are the Fool and Jester cards, which truly disappear once drawn. And from what I read, like this is a permanent disappearance. So this makes me feel like there should actually be a percentage of decks out there that have 20 or 21 cards because the Jester or or Fool or both have been drawn from this deck.
Yeah,
before.
and then there's a fucked up world event coinciding with
that. Yeah, there we go.
deck
I like
probably
that.
out
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
But you may or may not know about it. It's not like the dastardly thing that happens because the card was drawn is just suddenly known to all the inhabitants of the entire world. It's localized, likely.
Yeah,
which
likely.
A lot of these effects are, or just they happen in behind the scenes, known only to the person who drew it or whoever was around for the drawing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're going to start talking about the effects of the cards. You'll see that they're on the notes here that there's different colored text. Do you want to read the blue text? Because that is what the official 5e versions do, like on a mechanical basis.
Yeah, I could read the blue text or all of it. You let me know.
I'll do the blue text and I'll do the white text. You do the blue text. How's that sound?
Okay, that sounds great.
So let's talk about the effects of each card, starting with the cards in the 13-piece deck.
Okay.
So first up, we have the Sun card. You are granted tremendous insight and skill as if you are much more experienced in your travels than you are. In addition, you are granted a single wondrous item from anywhere throughout the realms or other planes of existence.
You would gain 50,000 experience, and a wondrous item, which the GM determines randomly, appears in your hands. So I imagine the Dungeon Master would have, or Game Master, would have a random table where they would roll on they'd roll a die on it, like a D12 or something like that.
Right.
And you would get an item off the table. So this is certainly one of the more positive cards. Now,
Definitely. This is one of the ones that you're hoping to draw, technically, if you're pulling this.
yes, 50,000 experience is quite a bit. Based off of all the monster stat blocks I have read in my time doing the show. But a lot of people do milestone leveling. So you would have to kind of decide as the DM
Again,
what your 50,000.
If you're the DM and
to.
you're implementing this card, I mean, I think it would be a little disingenuous not to honor the card for what it is. At that point, you are allowing the 50,000 to be whatever it calculates out to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what the 50,000 means to you in your game is up to you, and you've probably decided that at the beginning of the campaign. You didn't just like see 50,000 and be like, oh, and that like
Okay.
I'll just give you one level. Like, what do you think?
So at level, oh, sorry, I missed what you said.
What do you think like a 50,000 like would translate?
I just pulled out the chart.
Yeah,
I got the chart
There we
right
go.
here. Okay,
Reading my
so
mind.
at level 1,
I thought you were texting, and I was trying to buy you time by speaking.
Thank you, but no, I know. I'm just texting while we're doing the show.
It's like, God damn, it must be important.
No, not at all. So at level 1, 50,000 would get you all the way to level 10.
Wow. From level
From
0.
level 1, yeah.
Okay.
But from level
Or 1,
10,
yeah.
it wouldn't even get you to level 11.
It's still a lot, though.
It's still a lot, yeah.
So when you're pulling from the deck of many things, you're probably higher level. Probably. I don't know. I really don't know. Actually, it could show up at
That's
any time.
completely up to your DM because, like, there are some cards where you being higher level would be very beneficial, but there's a lot of cards where it doesn't matter. You be level 20, this card's still going to fuck up your day.
That would be a crazy start to a campaign. Is drawing from the deck of many things.
As a matter of fact, if it were me, there's only 2 instances in which I would like allow the deck of many things to be pulled. One would be very close to the beginning of the campaign, just to be like, all right, let's see where this goes, and then I'll be creative from this point forward. Or if I'm kind of at the tail end of my story and I'm ready for this to just take a different direction.
Yes. Spoilers for Crit Roll. They also draw from the deck of many things in Critical Role.
Okay.
And it is at the end of like their first major arc, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. And they have an entire storyline based off of the cards that were drawn.
Yeah,
off the deck of many
that
things.
tracks.
Yeah.
All right, so next up we have the Moon card. You gain the ability to cast the powerful spell Wish in 1 to 3 instances.
You are granted the ability to cast the Wish spell 1d3 times.
So you're really hoping for that 3.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So let's go over the Wish spell. Let me pull that up actually.
Definitely do that because you're gonna roll a d4 and 4 is a reroll or something like that.
Yeah, that's probably what you do.
Yeah. Or you roll a d6.
or
and 1 to 2,
or
3
that,
to
or you
4.
could use a literal digital D3.
Yeah.
Although physical ones do exist too if you have one. All right, Wish spell.
Let us know your favorite way to roll a d3
Oh gosh,
in a fun string of YouTube comments.
this is a very verbose spell. Are you ready for
Oh
this?
yeah, it's like one of the most complicated
All
spells, right?
Wish is the mightiest spell a mortal creature can cast. By simply speaking aloud, you can alter the very foundations of reality in accord with your desires. The basic use of this spell is to duplicate any other spell of 8th level or lower. You don't need to meet any requirements in that spell, including costly components. The spell simply takes effect. Alternatively, you can create one of the following effects of your choice. You create one object of up to 25,000 gold pieces in value that is not magical. The object can be no more than 300 feet in any dimension, and it appears in any unoccupied space you can see on the ground. You allow up to 20 creatures. That was one option. Next option, you allow up to 20 creatures that you can see to regain all hit points, and you end all effects on them described in the Greater Restoration spell.
Ooh.
Next up, you grant up to 10 creatures that you can see resistance to a damage type you choose. I feel like that should be immunity, but whatever. Next one, you grant up to 10 creatures you can see immunity to a single spell or other magical effect for 8 hours. For instance, you can make yourself and all your companions immune to a Lich's life drain attack.
Ooh, wow.
That's pretty good. Next up, you undo a single recent event by forcing a reroll of any roll made within the last round. Reality reshapes itself to accommodate the new result. For example, a wish spell could undo an opponent's successful save, a foe's critical hit, a friend's failed save. You can force the reroll to be made with advantage or disadvantage, and you can choose whether to use the reroll or the original roll.
And I'm just spitballing here, but maybe drawing a card from the deck of many things.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Maybe you'll a bad one because we're going to read some bad ones.
Yeah, the first two are quite good, aren't they? You might be able to achieve something beyond the scope of the above examples. State your wish to the DM as precisely as possible. The DM has great latitude in ruling what occurs in such an instance. The greater the wish, the greater the likelihood that something goes wrong. The spell might simply fail. The effect you desire might only be partly achieved, or you might suffer some unforeseen consequences as a result of how you worded the wish.
What? Is this a monkey's? You can monkey's paw this thing?
Yeah, if
That
you're the
sucks.
DM, you can. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that could be fun too.
For example, wishing that a villain were dead might propel you forward in time to a period when the villain is no longer alive or is now undead, effectively removing you from the game. Similarly, wishing for a legendary magic item or artifact might instantly transport you to the presence of the item's current owner. I don't like that.
You don't like getting Ocarina of Time?
Like,
to,
obviously, it's up to the DM, but it's like, as a DM, I wouldn't do, at least not with the simple wish of having an item, right? I wish for a Orb of Dragonkind. I'm not going to teleport you to where it is. I'm just going to give it to you.
not without a disclaimer first, like, hey, be careful what you wish for.
Right,
You know, like,
exactly.
If there's going to be a monkey's paw situation, I'm not going to trick people into that because that is
Yeah.
bad storytelling.
I'm gonna let them walk into their own monkey's paw.
Yeah, like you need to know, like, there has to be some clue. You can't just do. I feel like it's
if
going to
you're
upset
fucking
people.
with something that straightforward of a request that like its intent is that obvious, then
Because I take it back, it might not be bad. It might be great storytelling, but it might upset your players,
very
which
much
is
so.
bad.
Yeah. That just wouldn't be my style.
No.
So the stress of casting this spell to produce any effect other than duplicating another spell weakens you. So spell could do big things, but after enduring that stress, each time you cast the spell until you finish a long rest, you take 1d10 necrotic damage per level of that spell. This damage can't be reduced or prevented in any way. In addition, your strength drops to 3, if it isn't 3 or lower already, for 2d4 days. For each of those days that you spend resting or doing nothing more than light activity, your remaining recovery time decreases by 2 days. Finally, there is a 33% chance that you are unable to cast Wish ever again if you suffer this stress.
I would lean into those like debilitations harder if a non-spellcaster, people with no spellcasting experience, are casting Wish.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense in that, like, I can't. The only way someone who's not a caster is casting it is through an item.
Yeah. I'd also tell people, like, heads up, like, that's gonna fuck you up for a while.
To me, I like the idea of this stress, but if I'm going to do the stress thing, then I'm probably going to be much more generous in allowing the wish spell to do what a wish spell should do, which is grant a goddamn wish.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you're going to pull off what you're going to pull off, as long as you don't word it so poorly that I have to monkey paw you.
Yeah.
But you're gonna pay the physical price for it.
I think that's kind of a cool trade out for sure. Like, especially if you're asking for like something really big, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
a big ask that's going to take a lot from you. Are you sure? Cool. Let's do it.
Yep.
Nice.
Well, next up we have the star. 2 defining qualities of you are greatly and permanently enhanced.
That's going to give you a mechanical increase of one of your ability scores by 2. The score can exceed 20, but can't exceed 24, which that's very
pretty
potent.
damn good.
Yeah. Nothing in the game really
Can you
lets
imagine the
do
level
that.
25? I wish to be buffer. You're like, you wish to be, dude, you're 20 strength. You wish to be buffer?
I've been plateauing in the gym for so long. Please.
That's hilarious. Steroids do nothing for me. So next up, we have the throne. You become adept at influencing others to a heroic extent. Additionally, some random keep located somewhere comes into your rightful possession. However, the keep is infested with monstrous creatures that have to be expelled before it can be claimed.
Your estranged evil uncle died. He left you his like fucking holdout in his will. All right, you gain proficiency in the persuasion skill, and you double your proficiency bonus on checks made with the skill.
That's pretty great.
That's wow. Okay. In addition, you gain rightful ownership of a small keep somewhere in the world. However, the keep is currently in the hands of monsters, which you must clear out before you can claim to keep as yours.
So this one's a fun card.
Yeah, that's
it's
cool.
a fun card. It's like, oh, here's a free quest. Go do it and you get a castle.
Yeah, your uncle was Strahd von Barovich.
Yeah, exactly. There we go.
Have a good time in your new campaign.
Next up, we have the key, which I don't have blue text for this one because it's pretty straightforward.
Damn it.
A rare weapon of a type with which you are proficient appears in the hands of the card's drawer. So you pull the key and you get a cool magic item, cool magic weapon, basically.
The wording on this is really strange.
A rare weapon of a type with which you are proficient.
The next part appears in the hands of the card's drawer. Like, shouldn't it be you? Aren't you the card's drawer?
You are. Yeah,
okay.
You are.
Okay. I just thought maybe there was some like hidden caveat there I was missing.
No.
All right.
It's straightforward. All right. Next up, we have the knight. A powerful knight appears and pledges loyalty to you. This noble combatant believes that the fates have drawn them to you.
Oh, let's double back to key real quick.
Okay.
Because like that could be a cursed weapon, right?
It could be a cursed weapon, yes.
Like a sword with a spirit
in it. If I were
and
the
shit.
DM, I would probably come up with a chart and roll on it if I
That's
wanted it to be
cool,
random,
yeah.
or if I was feeling a little bit more wanting to be in control of it, I would peruse and maybe pick the thing that I think is going to be the most interesting.
Yeah, like alignment base it. I was thinking too.
Yeah,
like
sure.
this character has like been doing some evil shit lately. Here's something evil,
Right, sure.
or whatever. you know.
Absolutely.
Okay, sorry. Let's go back to knight. So you said a powerful knight appears and pledges loyalty to you. This noble combatant believes the fates have drawn them to you. Okay, so you gain the service of a 4th level fighter who appears in a space you choose within 30 feet of you. A fucking sidekick?
Yeah, you get a psychic, but
fighter-
much better than a psychic.
Yeah. The fighter is of the same race as you and serves you loyally until death, believing the fates have drawn him or her to you. They have. You control this character.
Now,
Fuck.
I don't know why they specify it's the same race as you. I don't see why that would be important. I mean, I would just leave that up to the DM, really.
Yeah, I don't see that being important necessarily.
Yeah, so. But you control this character, so you just get a second character.
All right. That's fucking...
I imagine it levels up like a normal character as you go along your quest.
Yeah, you're just 2 people now?
Yeah,
Great. Depending on where you are on the quest, that 4th level fighter could just straight up die in one of these high level fights you're in.
Yeah,
you know?
it's very true.
You stay back here, buddy. I'm going to go in and fight this bear. Giant dire bear, probably. I don't know.
All right.
The Void. This is
Next
just
up,
me.
we have the Void. Go ahead, Brian.
This black card spells disaster. Your soul is drawn from your body and contained in an object in a place of the GM's choice.
Damn.
1 or more powerful beings guard this place. While your soul is trapped in this way, your body is incapacitated. A wish spell can't restore your soul, but the spell reveals the location of the object that holds it. You draw no more cards.
Because you're not there anymore.
Yeah, you get an interrupt. So if you draw the Void
All
first,
right.
so I imagine the order you draw them in is the order they resolve in.
I would think so, yeah.
And so if you draw 5 cards and you draw this one third, the first 2 things happen, and then this happens, and you stop drawing.
Yes, exactly right.
Okay.
So this puts your party in a weird situation. Number 1, they have your body, which
Yeah.
is alive.
That's dumb.
Well, I mean, yeah.
How am I
that's
supposed
like-
to feed this thing?
Right. I mean, I'm sure there's some sort of magic spell you could use to keep it preserved.
I think maybe the body also would like maybe just do the basics.
Maybe.
Like,
Yeah, that's up to the DM how you want to resolve it. The other thing is you don't have a character anymore.
who wants to wipe the barbarian's ass next?
Oh, no.
He's shitting his armor again.
God, that's horrible.
Ah.
You would take him to like a cleric and leave the body with like a trusted clergy member. And by the way, the person who just lost their character, you're probably going to have to roll a new temporary character to get your old character. Because, you know, they're as long as they didn't hate you, they're probably going to go and try and get your soul back because they know where it is because the card tells them.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
the
like,
whole
okay,
point
we got to
of the
go
card.
get Bob's soul.
Damn it. I guess the evil king will have to wait.
But
while we go
Bob
get
was our
Bob's
cleric,
soul.
so maybe we'll hire a cleric to come with us.
Damn it, Bobby. We got to put you on life support. Damn it.
So yeah, this is the first of the bad cards, isn't it? All the ones above this have been great.
I think
This
the
are-
rest of them are typically like generally bad.
It's
right?
probably only going to get worse from here. So let's keep going.
Flames.
Next up, we have flames.
A powerful devil becomes your enemy.
Oh no.
The devil seeks your ruin and plagues your life.
Oh no.
Savoring your suffering before attempting to slay
Oh
you.
no.
This
Enmity.
enmity lasts until either until either you or the devil dies.
So this is a campaign upheaver right here.
Oh yeah, because the devil, like we just
Yeah.
last episode we just read a challenge rating 14 devil.
Yeah,
It could
exactly.
literally just be that. That could
Yeah.
fuck your shit up
like
so
this
bad.
might just this is your BBEG for this campaign.
True.
Yeah, so I like this card. I would hate to draw it, obviously, but I like this card.
Yeah, that kind of brings up, like, as the DM, are you, like, I guess it would be up to you, right? If you randomize the way the cards are drawn by rolling dice, you have a real deck in your hand where you shuffle it and blah blah blah, or can you stack the deck yourself and know what order the cards are going to come up? That seems disingenuous.
That seems disingenuous. I would highly recommend that not be the way you do
That's
it.
against the spirit of the deck, I think.
It is. It's against the spirit of the deck, and it's kind of a betrayal of your players.
Yeah, heart of the cards, baby.
Yeah, heart of the
You gotta
cards.
Shuffle those things.
By the way, you know what we should do at the end of this episode? We should each draw a card.
That
see
sounds
what we would have got.
awesome.
Okay.
Okay, that sounds great.
Right.
Did you know in the 5Ds Yu-Gi-Oh, they are on back to my Dukes of Hazzard joke where you're playing the decks of Hazard in cars.
Yeah,
That you do play card games on motorcycles.
I know.
That show.
That's
Yeah.
the 3Ds one, right?
5Ds.
5Ds. My
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
D and D and D and D and D and D.
They're actually it's 5 dragons. It's fucking cool.
Okay, that's pretty. Okay, that is pretty.
They
cool.
all have a fucking dragon card that they like.
Okay,
they get
back to the
There's a
deck
lot
of
of
many
tattoos
things.
in that show.
That's
Anyway,
how you know it's sick.
face tattoos, arm tattoos, whatever, dude. They got them. The future's there. They talk about Kaiba a little bit. It's crazy.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, Kaiba's dead.
Oh, okay, but it is the same universe.
Yeah, they're in Neo Domino City, which if you've watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 1, they have the battle tournament. It takes place in Domino City, the city that's like basically, I don't know if it's like ruled by Kaiba, but I think it's ruled by Kaiba.
King Kaiba.
He puts on the tournament. It's his tournament. He's
Right.
allowed to do what he
I
wants.
mean,
in
he's
the
like the
city, I
richest guy
guess.
in the world, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Back to the deck of many things. Let's talk about the skull card.
Fucking card ripper. Sorry, I'm mad at Kaiba still for
He sucks.
ripping a blue eyes white dragon in half. Skull, you summon an avatar of death.
Oh no.
A ghostly humanoid skeleton clad in a tattered black robe and carrying a spectral scythe.
Oh no.
It appears in a space of the GM's choice within 10 feet of you and attacks
Oh,
you,
no.
warning all others that you must win the battle alone.
What?
The avatar fights until you die or it drops to 0 HP, whereupon it disappears. If anyone tries to help you, the helper summons its own avatar of death. A creature slain by an avatar of death can't be restored to life with like a revivify or whatever.
Yeah. So
You're
basically,
dead for reals.
yeah. Basically, if the whole party joins you, well, now they each have to fight Avatar death.
Yeah, and if you all die, well, no Dragon Ball is helping you this time.
So the Avatar of Death is a challenge rating unspecified. I have the stats here.
Ooh.
But it has an armor class of 20. Its hit points.
Oh, fuck.
Its hit points are half of the hit point maximum of its summoner.
Okay.
So, you know, if the wizard, I don't know, has 60 hit points, this thing only has 30.
So if you're 14 AC wizards.
So
Yeah,
this
okay.
So this to me comes across as just more of an annoyance than anything. It's an annoying card to draw because then you have to deal with this asshole.
Yeah, you're going to fight the shit right now, right?
Yeah, right now. Yeah. So it's immune to necrotic poison damage. It is immune to being charmed, frightened, paralyzed, petrified, poisoned, or unconscious. It's got dark vision. It's got true sight. It knows all languages of its summoner. And it has these two traits: incorporeal movement. It can move through other creatures and objects as if they were difficult terrain. It takes 1d10 force damage if it ends its turn inside of an object. And it has turn immunity. The avatar is immune to features that turn undead. And it only has one attack, Reaping Scythe. The avatar sweeps its spectral scythe through a creature within 5 feet of it, dealing 1d8 plus 3 slashing damage plus 1d8 necrotic damage. So not a lot of damage.
That's cool. You
It's
just have to
just-
deal with it right now.
Yeah, it's just really annoying. And,
Yes.
And deadly if you're like levels 1 through 3.
That's true.
Yeah. Above that, it just starts becoming annoying.
And it depends on the circumstances in which you are drawing the deck of many things. If you're carrying the deck of many things with you and are trying to draw your way out of a bad situation, you can
This
draw this
has
card.
made it worse.
Yes.
This has made it worse.
Absolutely.
All right, speaking of which, let's take a short rest.
Ooh. Okay. We've returned.
Indeed, we have.
We are fucking back. There
Third
it is.
F-bomb of the episode.
Yeah, we did it.
I'm sure we might have dropped more in there and not have realized it.
We usually do, right?
Yeah.
That's
we
just
do.
kind of us.
That's who we are.
We've been talking about cursing a lot.
And now it's time to talk about the deck of many things.
Yeah. Or is it time to talk about Patreon?
Oh, yeah, I forgot we do that. Go ahead.
We have a Patreon if
We
you want to
do.
go support us. I know, like, Christmas time, the holidays are hard money wise. We get it. Like, if you want to go help us out, you can. You can leave an iTunes review. Those fucking rule.
They do.
Reviews of any kind, subs, you know.
Yeah, subs.
Yeah.
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 Comments also help.
Technically,
I like
we should be streaming this episode. I guess we're not. I guess we're gonna miss the first episode of the year.
Yeah, that's just the way the recording schedule.
Yeah, we'll try and get on the next one, or maybe the one after that. It's a process. We're gonna figure it out, and we'll give you guys the details once we figure that out.
Indeed.
But we are gonna try to do it, like we've been talking about. Hope you guys are liking FBATs.
Because it's been playing.
Been playing. Yeah.
Cool.
Sick. Let's get back to the deck.
All right, deck of many things. Let's go. Next card is Ruin.
Ruin. All forms of wealth that you carry or own, other than magic items, are lost to you. Oh fuck! No pants. Portable property vanishes.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's close. Yeah.
Businesses, buildings, and land you own are lost in a way that alters reality the least. Any documents that proves you should own something lost to this card also disappear. Like a fire?
Yeah, sure.
Like the Tarrasque Awakens?
Could be.
That would alter reality a lot.
It does say like the least. So it's like what if you were to lose this property, what is the most likely way in which it would happen? That's how it plays out.
Yeah, a meteor was coming down from the sky and the Tarrasque awoke and it kind of destroyed your business because it woke up under your business, but then the meteor hit it and went right back to sleep.
That doesn't seem like the most likely, but okay. So this one's bad. This one's really bad. It's worse if you're richer than if you're poorer.
It's definitely not as bad as the other cards. I
not
think.
as bad as the other cards. Yeah, I agree.
It's not good.
It's definitely not good.
We will not say this is good. You don't want to lose your pants just randomly.
No, that would suck.
No, your underwear worth
Unless
money.
you got magic pants.
Are your underwear worth money after you've worn them? And they are once you've worn underwear, in my opinion, they are soiled. Like once you take them off, they're considered to be soiled.
Let's take a moment here because it does say all forms of wealth, and
yes.
so the clothes you're wearing probably aren't what would be called forms of wealth.
Can you sell your clothes?
Yeah, but when I think of wealth, I think of like I don't know,
extra, like beyond the basics.
Beyond the basics,
anything beyond your basics. So
what clothes on your back?
If you're an adventurer and your sword is critical to your job duties, it's basic non-magical sword. Do you lose that?
I think you do lose that
because you can sell it for like more than shirt money.
I think you lose it because I mean, even just talking about how it's like your form of income. Yeah, that in itself is like
that's how
above
you get wealth.
Yeah, that's how you get wealth. So I think that disappears.
So basically, what you're saying is anything in like in a shop that you can buy worth at least a gold.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know if I was going to put an actual monetary value on it, but yeah, sure.
Well, you're putting some sort of value cap on it because like you're going to keep your clothes. And I think they are worth money.
They are worth money.
But are they wealth?
But somehow I see them different from wealth, and I'm not sure why.
I don't know. I think that dude's going to be naked.
Okay, maybe he's naked. This is a Dungeoncast. Everyone gets naked. Let's
Anybody
go.
whose hair is too long in a game with an economy that you can sell your extra hair, that's gone too.
Okay,
so you're going to have like, ear to shoulder length hair.
Damn.
If you had longer hair, it's just the way it is.
Okay.
Welcome to my game.
Next up, we have Uriel or Medusa or Gorgon, depending on how you want to go about it.
Yeah. Shout to Gorgon. Is that anything?
No, it's not a thing.
Yeah, I was thinking of shortening shout out to Demogorgon to SO to DG.
I don't know if I care for it, but okay.
This is a quick one.
We'll talk about it.
Okay. Maybe I'll drop one and like
we'll see how it flows.
Yeah, we'll see how it flows. This card's Medusa-like visage curses you. You take a -2 penalty on saving throws while cursed in this way. Only a god or the magic of the Fates card can end this curse. Fuck! That's so permanent.
Yeah, it's so permanent.
Okay.
So on one hand, not as bad as many of the things we talked about before. On the other hand, quite permanent, especially if you are in a world where the gods are not going to give a fuck.
Yeah.
Because it's not, I would almost say it's not worth pulling another card to fix this.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. I'm just going to eat it.
Yeah. I'm just going to suck at saves.
If I drew 3 and one of them isn't the wish spell, I'm not drawing more cards.
Also, the wish spell can't end this.
That's right.
Only the Fates card and a god.
Can you wish to draw the Fates card out of the deck of many things?
Maybe. Possibly.
I wish to draw the Fates card out of the deck of many things and then declare to draw one card and see how that goes. And then just get really tired, but at least they don't have bad saves.
Yeah.
I guess we'll get to the Fates card later, right?
We will.
Okay. Crazy. That's a weird card.
Another thing that sucks is the Fates card only exists in the 22 card deck. So if this is a 13 card deck, that's not even an option.
Well, I would say that if we are using the 13 card deck, then that caveat shouldn't be there.
I think the idea here is that you either look for a 22 card deck if you're
Fuck.
or you really try and get on the good side of a god.
That's fucked. Yeah, I would just say like
I mean, okay, so here's one of the interesting things. You draw this and your character really is upset by this permanent state of being.
And you're not a paladin.
Maybe they start becoming religious and then next thing you know, they multi-class unexpectedly into a religious class.
damn, but that's fucked reason to be religious. To just, like, I suck at rolling out of the way of explosions now, so I'm gonna like worship God.
I mean, I think
God can in D&D, God takes what they can get.
yeah, but also in D&D, there's lots of reasons and many reasons that characters worship gods, and most of the evil gods is for selfish reasons.
Oh, that's
they
true.
could become a dark cleric because of this.
That's
you know
true.
What I mean?
That's more in line, I think,
Yeah.
than like worshiping.
Right.
Like,
but I mean, a good
God.
deity might be like, okay, I see potential in this, but like, I'm not going to undo this curse until you truly, become one of my followers.
I could see it coming up organically, like a priest of Bahamut finds you in the streets. It's like, tell me your woes, my child. You look sad. Something is weighing on you. That's a way of a god reaching out to give you an opportunity to,
Sure.
like, hey, Bahamut is smiling upon you. Like, you have a chance to fix this, my child.
Yeah.
Like, get
No
in here.
solicitors. Shut the
Yeah,
door.
let me try my greater like you can have your fucking 500 gold back because my greater restoration spell did not work on whatever is fucking you up, dude. Because I've seen the way you roll out of the way of explosions. Not
It's
good
not
enough.
natural.
Not good enough, dude. Very bad.
All right. Next up, we have the rogue.
Okay. Your sneak attack does plus 1,000.
No.
Oh shit. Okay. A non-player character of the GM's choice becomes hostile towards you. The identity of your new enemy isn't known until the NPC or someone else reveals it. Nothing less than a wish spell or divine intervention can end the NPC's hostility toward you.
So I think the spirit of this is that it's going to be like a more humanoid NPC, but I mean, it could be any NPC.
Yeah, any NPC anywhere.
Any NPC anywhere for any
But
reason.
it would be a waste to draw this card and then not have it come up.
Yeah, that would definitely be a waste. It's definitely going to come up.
Why the fuck is Todd being such a dick all of a sudden? Does anybody notice? And they're like, yeah, dude, I definitely noticed. He really hates your guts.
So
What the fuck is up with that?
maybe it was
And
that
then you
card
think,
you drew.
like, oh shit. Oh
God,
shit.
Todd.
When did you start hating me? Like, I'm going to tell you, asshole. It was the card. Todd, I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck.
So next up, we have one of the cards that disappears permanently when drawn. The Jester.
You gain 10,000 experience points, or you can draw 2 additional cards beyond your declared draws.
Oh, my God. Just take the XP and run.
Yeah, dude,
Like,
what the fuck are you
that.
trying to do? Unless there are not many cards left in the deck and you know what's left in the deck.
Sure.
But like
Yeah.
you said earlier, players kind of probably shouldn't know.
Yeah, that's also true. You're right. You don't want to metagame that. Also, like if you made it to the last 2 cards of the deck, like devastation is unfurled around you.
Absolutely. You're probably not there anymore.
No,
honestly,
yeah, definitely not.
The deck's kind of designed in a way where you can't draw through the whole thing unless the last cards
Unless
are
you
like
have a
the
lot
bad
of
ones.
people and a lot of ways of dealing with bad situations.
Yeah, because they're gonna like cards stop you from drawing. So if you're
Yes.
like, I'm gonna draw 10 cards, and then at card 5, you're done.
Yeah.
And you're fucking get
Yeah.
disappeared to fucking wherever.
Exactly. Okay, so these are the 13 cards in every deck of many things. Now let's talk about the 8 cards that are only in 25% of decks of many things. Starting with the Vizier.
At any time you choose within 1 year of drawing this card, you can ask a question in meditation and mentally receive a truthful answer
Holy
to that
shit.
question. Besides information, the answer helps you solve a puzzling problem or other dilemma. In other words, the knowledge comes with wisdom on how to apply it, which is cool. This is a cleric ability, pretty much.
Is
It's like a divine intervention.
Okay, yeah, it kind of is without the actual intervening. It's just give you an answer.
Yeah, the god in this case is the deck of many things.
Yeah. I like this card. It puts a little of the onus on the player of asking the right question.
Uh-huh.
But I think a good DM should make the answer meaningful in a way in which the player can actually act on the information.
Yeah,
I think
like,
that's important.
I mean, it should be obvious what kind of questions you're going to ask. There should be at least one major one if
Yeah.
you're playing a Dungeons and Dragons campaign, which is like, how do I defeat the bad thing.
Yeah.
How do I stop the bad thing from happening?
It's
How do I
also,
defeat the bad
it
guy?
could be a cool moment for like a character thing of like maybe a character has like a deep tragic mystery that they have no way of solving, and then this happens and they're able to ask the question and then they learn the truth, and we have a real big emotional moment and all this other stuff.
How can I get my dad to talk to me again?
How can I get Todd to stop hating me?
How can I get Todd? It's like, you have to draw the fate card, my dude.
Fuck.
No.
All right, next up we have the Comet.
If you single-handedly defeat the next hostile monster or group of monsters you encounter, you gain experience points enough to gain 1 level. Otherwise, this card has no effect.
Yeah, this see, what I don't like about cards like this is I don't like handling encounter preparations for a party that is of differing levels. So, I mean, this isn't just this card, it's the other XP centric cards too. But I mean, if you're introducing these cards, you have to accept that.
Yeah, and random encounter tables are a thing. So if you're in a game with heavy random encounter tables, this is probably really good.
Yeah, absolutely.
But also, like, random encounter tables are scary.
They are.
They should be scaled properly.
5 Balors show up.
Right? You don't know. But
although you would level up more than once from that normally if you're a low enough level.
Can you win
You'll
that?
probably just die.
Can you guys
You'll
win
probably
that
just
fight?
die.
Yeah, you dead.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
The Fates.
This is the one. Reality's fabric unravels and spins anew, allowing you to avoid or erase one event as if it never happened. You can use this card's magic as soon as you draw the card or at any other time before you die.
So this is probably the most powerful, quote unquote, the most powerful card in the deck, right? It's you get to change reality.
Anything you want.
And it's not tied to any of the limitations of a wish spell.
Yeah, not negotiable. You just do it.
Yeah, exactly. So,
anytime you want to. That's pretty good.
This is probably one of the cards you're really looking for, likely if you're pulling from the deck.
Yep. There's a lot of caltrops in the way, so to speak.
Yep. Next up we have Gem, the Gem card.
25 pieces of jewelry. 25 pieces of jewelry worth 2,000 gold pieces each, or 50 gems worth 1,000 gold pieces each appear at your feet.
So you get 50,000 gold pieces. I mean, that's...
Hey, why not?
It's cool. It's money. You know, in other editions where buying magic items was more of a thing, it probably would be worth more.
Yeah, in 5e, you can't really... You have to find...
Canonic, or rules as written, you're not supposed to, although in my world, I probably allow it to a certain degree. But yeah, anyways.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the Talons card.
Every magic item you wear or carry disintegrates.
Fuck.
Artifacts in your possession aren't destroyed, but do vanish. So this is
you lose them anyways.
Yeah, this is kind of the opposite side of the coin of that other card. What was it? That erases your wealth except for magic items.
Mm-hmm. This continues the process even further.
Can you imagine drawing both? You would definitely be naked in my
yes,
campaign.
Absolutely, you're naked at that
If
point.
you draw both of these cards, especially in tandem, you are nude.
God, that's so fucking horrible.
Yeah.
You are stripped of all things and truly destitute. Damn. All right. Next up, we have the Idiot. Oh no, never mind. Go ahead.
Permanently reduce your intelligence by 1d4 plus 1 to a minimum score of 1. You can draw one additional card beyond your declared draws.
Yeah, idiot.
Yeah, because you might be too stupid to ask afterwards.
Yeah, or you might be too stupid to think it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say you are a level 10 fighter, or you are a fighter with a 10 intelligence.
Okay. So
you're at
average,
a minimum are dropping to an 8.
You're like a 3.0 GPA or what? At 10?
At 10, you're at like a 2.0 GPA.
Okay.
So at best case scenario, you're dropping to an 8 intelligence. Worst case scenario, you're dropping to a 5, which means you can't even talk anymore.
You are dumb as shit.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, but you can take instructions like
yeah, you're
still eat.
You're about as smart as a dog. You're about as smart as a dog.
And probably just as loyal if you're the fighter.
That's brutal.
That is tough.
That is a brutal thing. But if you are, and then what's worse is if you're a wizard and you have an 18 intelligence, and then you drop the maximum, you're down to a 13, which obliterates your class. It obliterates your class. That's brutal.
Yeah.
Whew.
The name of this card is a little problematic, but I'll overlook it.
Yeah. Next up, we have Donjon.
Donjon.
Tell me what it's about.
You disappear and become entombed in a state of suspended animation in an extra-dimensional sphere. Everything you were wearing and carrying stays behind in the space, so you're nude. You occupied when you disappeared. You remain imprisoned until you are found and removed from the sphere. You can't be located by any divination magic, but a wish spell can reveal the location of your prison. Just reveal the location, not get you out.
Yeah.
You draw no more cards.
Okay, so you pull this card. Your party either decides to get the wish spell and try and get you, or you're just getting a new character because your dude's gone.
Or you have a party member with wish prepared. Like, you can just have a party member that can cast wish.
Yeah, but that's a very high level spell. And I'm just saying, like, if, let's say you're introducing this, like, as a DM, it's like, if your party decides that they're not going to use the wish spell, they're just going to hope you show up along the campaign. You're not.
That's not happening.
You're not.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
It's
wish spell or get a new character.
You should be, okay, when you deck of many things your players as a dungeon master, you should tell them, like, hey, if you guys are going to draw from this,
Be
you
warned.
need backup characters.
Yeah, be warned.
And you might need more than one,
Yeah.
depending on if you, like, are, I'm just going to jump into the body of this NPC who I like very much over here, and
Yeah.
they will draw from the deck of many things
Yeah.
to save my other character because I don't give a shit about this character. Well, that might not break so great for that
No,
character either.
Yeah, exactly. That's very true.
Also, what a cop-out.
Yeah,
I can
that
see
too.
players
Yeah,
trying to do that.
That would
I'm
suck.
like, I don't think I might not allow that.
Yeah.
I'd be like, no, they're gone. Like, if we're gonna have to organically work somebody, I'm not just gonna let you be.
Yeah, you also can't dictate what this NPC is going to do because the NPC might be like, I'm not drawing from there.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
With this character, you would have to embody that character, and would they draw? Like, that would have to be previously discussed. My backup character is this NPC. Is that cool? Yeah, that sounds like a Harry kind of situation.
Next up, we have the balance card.
Your mind suffers a wrenching alteration, causing your alignment to change. Lawful becomes chaotic, good becomes evil, and vice versa. So you just flop?
You reverse.
Okay. If you are a true neutral or unaligned, which is unlikely, this card has no effect on you.
Yeah, so you basically have a fucking personality like reversal.
Yeah, that's a cool actual concept.
It'd be very interesting to roleplay. Like, okay, let's use D'Artagnan Bloodthane as an example. He's very lawful and borders on evil there. So he would become
Tiefling warlock? Tieflings
He was a tiefling paladin.
paladin.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Oathbreaker, but reflavored. So like he would become number one, he was very lawful, so he'd become quite chaotic. And he was slightly evil, so he would probably become slightly good. So he would become
A bard.
well, I mean, his class wouldn't change, but he would become like maybe in the vein of like a Robin Hood. That's so drastically different from who he was.
Yes,
Like,
and probably everyone is better off for it.
maybe, yeah, but it'd be crazy to roleplay that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
But a lot of fun. This
sure.
card actually seems like a lot of fun to me.
It would also be hilarious if it was drawn by like the true neutral monk, and then nothing happens.
That is fair. Or like the lawful good paladin probably isn't drawing from the deck of many things, honestly.
Yeah, I mean they might, but probably not.
Probably
it
not.
just depends. But yeah, them becoming chaotic evil would be wild.
I could see them doing it in like a pinch. Like I have to.
Yeah. There you could make a moral obligation too.
And then getting that card for them, this is like the true killer for that character is like, dude, you're gonna get power stripped, right? Or does everything shift because of the balance
Well, remember
card?
that the paladin is powered by their conviction, right? So the conviction changes but remains as strong as it was. So we could say, okay, they become Oathbreaker. And like, okay, let's say I'm the paladin, right? And I draw the card and my alignment changes on the spot. Because I'm surrounded by people who are probably not going to jive with the cut of my new jib.
Yes.
I'm probably just going to bail. I'm
Yeah,
probably going to
totally. You exit campaign at that
exit
point.
campaign, and my character probably becomes a villain of this story if they choose to still remain involved in whatever's going on in this campaign.
Yeah, depending on who they are, they could start attacking people right there.
Right.
Because it depends, because paladins in Super Quest Saga are powered by like ideals, right? Not gods.
Right.
In a situation where you're powered by a god who is lawful good,
that changes things. That you lose your paladin powers.
Exactly. Like getting power stripped on the spot.
Yeah.
And then like you could oath break. Like you probably have just as much conviction, but it's gonna take some time for you to find your new god.
Yeah.
Because you don't just get all this inherent knowledge of like what's on the other side.
In 5th edition D&D, it's canonical that paladins and gods are not necessarily associated.
Yeah.
So
or you do swap and everything that entails, like you are a level 10 paladin still, but now you are lawful evil and your god is this, and the DM like slides you like, do you approve?
Right.
And it's like, maybe this god. Okay, fine. That god.
Sure.
Cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
You approve then. And now you're like just an evil paladin.
Yeah. Who maybe he's still on the squad, maybe he isn't.
Yeah. So that's the very interesting card depending on who pulls it. Definitely.
Yep. And finally, we have the Fool card, which is the other card besides the Jester that disappears permanently when drawn.
You lose 10,000 experience. Discard this card and draw from the deck again, counting both draws as one of your declared draws. If losing that much XP would cause you to lose a level, you instead lose an amount that leaves you with just enough experience to keep your level,
That's
which is
interesting.
cool. I
Yeah,
think that's
it's
less problematic
odd.
for the game master.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, this is just hey, bad thing happens and you have to draw another card.
Yeah, you have to draw another card. I wonder how losing 10k experience reflects in, like, do you forget the last battle? You know, like, is it like that?
Yeah, that's the thing is like the XP is such a strange thing to try and imply on like real world like physics and experiences and stuff. So I don't know. I maybe you do.
In a milestone campaign, it's less impactful to have this. It's definitely
Yeah.
accounted for, but you're not gonna, in a milestone campaign, you're not gonna necessarily, I guess you could like level people up at different paces based off of the deck. You know,
You would
what the
have
deck's-
to, otherwise like
It's meaningless otherwise.
yeah, it's
right?
meaningless
Yeah.
otherwise. Yeah.
So in mechanical terms, because we don't play like that, we play milestone.
We do. Yeah.
But playing experience, which I think is cool, definitely,
Yeah, it's definitely
cool,
fine, yeah.
like applies here, right? This card is less powerful in a milestone campaign, basically.
I'm trying to think of a workaround, right? Especially with this card specifically, because you don't lose a level. It's indicated in the actual text
I
that
think
you
you
don't
take
lose level.
shave a skill point off somewhere, not an ability score. Like shave a point off of a skill. Where did you lose this 10 XP that you lost? I'm saying that you lost it. Like I steal a memory of your training from you or something like that. That could be a cool implementation from Milestone. If you play
Yeah,
like that.
definitely. That's a creative way of approaching it. I like that.
Yeah, that was kind of like an Adventure Zone when they did the like Wheel of Pain or whatever the fuck.
Oh gosh, it's
Spoilers
been so long.
for the original Adventure Zone.
Yeah, it's hard for me to remember though. That's when they're in the Wonderland, right?
In Wonderland, yeah, they're you know spinning the Wheel of Pain and they like lose a memory.
Oh,
and then
yeah,
it
yeah.
impacts their scores because they lost like
right. Okay.
they lose like a proficiency. You know,
That's interesting. See, I like that. Yeah, that's a good way to.
you could do
approach
stuff
it.
like that probably.
So that's all 22 cards.
Yeah, it is.
Are we ready to draw our own cards before we take this long rest?
Fuck yes,
Are you
let's
ready?
do it.
So I am the bard, William, and I draw the key card.
Oh
What
shit,
does
that
that
was a
do
good
again? I
one. You
think
get
that was a
you
good
get a
one.
fucking magic item, right?
Sweet. I got a sweet magic fucking sword.
You get a brand
I
new,
get a wondrous weapon.
you get a Neumann microphone. They're like
There we go.
$1,000.
Yeah, hell yeah, I do. Absolutely.
Oh, sick.
All right, man.
Wow, look at you. What the fuck's gonna happen to me right
Let's
now?
find out.
All right.
You just hit the draw button there.
Okay, I'm doing it. Oh, we're drawing from the 22.
Yes.
I drew the Fates.
Whoa!
Oh!
Whoa! What do you choose, Brian?
The fucking regular show
What?
right now.
Yeah.
They're like, ah!
What? Let me. I gotta read.
Holy
the page card.
fuck. Remind me to never draw from the deck of many things in an actual game.
Yeah.
Because I've burned my good draw.
You really did. So, rallies, fabric unravels, and spins anew, allowing you to avoid or erase one event. What event would you erase?
Well, what event would I erase? Google AdSense demonetizing us. on
There we
YouTube.
go. Woo! YouTube's paying us again. If only. All
Oh
right.
my god.
I like that. That was a good choice. All right.
Can you not manipulate reality to add an event?
It does. It says that you allowing you to avoid or erase one event as if it never happened.
Damn, so you could be like, fucking my loved one that died is never
Yep.
died.
Yep.
But then you have to deal with the implications. That ripple effect has to ripple through everything.
Yep.
in a campaign. So that is a tricky. That's a tricky one.
It is a tricky one.
So I would actually, in game, there would be a lot of, well, in game is different because who am I? Like, you know, what character am I, right?
Yeah, in game. Yeah.
My character might be like, absolutely, I am making sure we didn't lose that one fight. Or like, absolutely, my loved one is back from the grave. And like, that never happened.
Yeah.
And now I'm not, the fates could be the same as like a card that takes you out of the party. this card could take you out of the party easily.
Oh yeah, it
The
could.
thing that made me like live this dangerous life of adventuring never happened. And
Right.
now I'm just not here.
Now I'm a farmer,
Now I'm a fucking farmer and I have 3 children.
and I
They're
love 'em,
beautiful.
and I'm a happy person.
And I make a ton of money with my fucking
I'm
carrots,
a wealthy
dude.
farmer.
Carrot farmer. Oh, the Herringon. Hey, I'll save it for the long rest, actually.
Okay, let's take a long rest.
All right. Hey, everybody, welcome to the long rest. This is the part of the episode where we just kind of fuck around.
Nice.
Yeah, this is it. I hope you guys like the announcement for the new year. I know I do. That was a really fun episode.
Indeed.
I've always
Yeah.
kind of wanted to break down the whole deck.
Yeah.
I learned a lot, actually, because I knew some things about the deck. But
Yeah, same here when I was doing my reading on it. Also, it's for me as someone who does like the prep before the show. It's been refreshing to read about items,
Yeah.
rather than trying to get the deep lore of gods or characters,
Going back into
or the
Fiendish
really
Codex too.
scarce lore of gods or characters. It's kind of cool.
Reading how slugs fuck in Dungeon magazine.
It's hey man, I'll never get sick of that.
That was actually funny,
It was fun.
which is why I remember it. Yeah, it was a very nice
Yeah,
shot. Will
I mean,
shot some. I have buckets for trash cans in my garage. You know, like Home Depot buckets
In our
or whatever.
studio.
In the studio, which Tom is so upset about.
What was he
I'm
upset?
calling
Hold on.
Tom out.
All
He's
right.
like, "Do you guys have a trash can?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's the buckets over there." He's like, "The bucket?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude, it's okay. It's fine." He's like, "Okay."
I totally
What?
missed that interaction. Yeah, we've been recording a live play podcast called Unhallowed, in which Tom, who is my podcast partner on Do Could You Imagine, is part of. I did not catch that. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's too funny.
Actually, I think Kiki said something about it too. She's like, "You just want me to put this in the bucket?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude, it's cool. That's what we do here."
That's hilarious.
I don't know. Should I buy a trash can?
No, I mean, I think the buckets are fine, and I just made a sweet shot from across the studio.
That's
into
what I'm
one,
saying. That's
so,
what I
yeah.
do. Is like the
Yeah.
bucket's way more fun than the trash can.
Absolutely.
And we are in a garage. I don't mind having buckets, but like,
Yeah.
maybe one day I'll have a trash can.
Yeah, maybe we can pay for that upgrade if you join us on Patreon.
Yeah, join us on patreon.com/Dungeoncast, where I'm not going to spend any of our podcasting earnings on trash cans. Sorry. I've got 4 sweet buckets that we can shoot empty bottles into anytime we want.
Absolutely.
And that was a cool shot. See, we don't get moments like that without the bucket. You want
Yeah.
a trash can with a lid? Lame.
Agreed.
It also makes sure it also helps keep me accountable to take the trash out often, because I don't want bugs and shit in
Sure,
here.
absolutely, man. You don't got to justify the buckets to me.
I mean, I got Terminix came yesterday, bro.
Okay,
Like, we're
for sure.
good. They
Cool.
use their safest anti-bug stuff around. Because,
Nice, good,
like,
because we have a dragon turtle outside that we need to keep safe.
yeah, Sally's doing okay in the cold. She has burrowed so deep. I have a heat lamp out there for her, and I'm installing a cover to keep the rain even more off of her than it already is.
Very
So
nice.
don't worry about Sally. She's doing cool in the cold months. It doesn't get. We had ice. It freaked me out. So I made some changes back there, but she's cool. Just in case anybody's wondering. If you want to check Sally out, if you have heard about our dragon turtle and not yet seen her, I have. You can follow me on Instagram, BNDND20. That's the name, BNDND20. You can follow me on Instagram, and you could basically just see pictures of me, my kid, and my turtle. And
That's great. I love
post
it.
stories of like when I do cool
Just me,
stuff or
my kid, and my
D&D
turtle.
stuff. Yeah,
That's
it's
great.
basically that's what it is right now. But
I love
I want to do more Instagram stuff, and I have ideas for that. But
Mm-hmm.
am I going to do it? Do I have time? I'll try.
Okay.
Cool, funny D&D stuff that I've been thinking about. Little skits with our little dolls.
Oh, I like that. That's a good idea. We should do that.
I know. I just got to figure it out.
Yeah,
It's kind of like the Grimly and Gromley thing.
Mhm.
I was like, do we have time to do this? I wish we had more time to do
I
this.
wish we did.
So yeah, hopefully we have more time to do that sort of stuff. Okay, what else do we want to talk about? We plugged the Patreon. Social media is kind
Discord.
of a weird thing. We're moving mainly to Discord, pretty much, but we do
Yeah,
still have
Discord's
Twitter,
our main-
Instagram.
Our main squeeze.
Yeah, TikTok might get blown up by the U.S. government, so we might not use that anymore. Not
Yeah.
blown up, but like revoked from our usage.
Right.
So that might be not be a
But
thing.
we're on Twitter. I started a Mastodon. We're going to be there too. So I'm sure by this point you've either heard of it or haven't, but it should be existing, and I'm working on it.
Yeah, I guess Mastodon is just the sequel to Twitter or something.
Twitter too.
Twitter too.
I think it was made by the people who developed Twitter. So
Yeah, they were mad at Elon. Anyway, I do want to talk about the studio a little bit and the contributions from Patreon being critical in the development of that.
Yeah, sure.
I have been using a little bit of personal money too, but the idea here is to create a space that sounds awesome. So I on Black Friday, I bought a bunch of new software like plugins and stuff to really get the show up to the standard of like all the other professional podcasts out there, which I was like unfamiliar with mastering before that. So I've learned how like basic mastering at this point, which is cool. I wouldn't have done that without you guys. Got a new desk that is for audio stuff. We've got new microphones. We're actually a contribution from Chemicult, so thank you. But like he's a patron as well, so like awesome shit. You know, the
drywall
insulation, which has changed the way we do. They changed everything pretty much for me.
There's the sound treatment we're getting.
Sound treatment is a thing. It's actually arriving this upcoming week, so our next recording, it should be installed. It should sound a little cleaner in here, because it really starts from there. Like when you make a podcast, you want to have a room that sounds good. If you can't get the sound of the room out of the show, there's not much you can do about that. And this is a garage essentially, so transforming into a studio has been like not only something that we wouldn't have been able to do without you guys, it's been a joy for me to like make this space and to have like a professional grade audio space to work in. So without your all's contributions, we wouldn't be doing stuff like that and having other shows and things like that. So thank you. At the start of this new year, I just want to like do a special thank you to patrons. We're not doing any shout outs this episode. We need to update the list. It's my fault. I'm supposed to do like a cleanup of the last list so that our person that organizes the list can do their job effectively. So sorry for being a bad person in that regard. I will do better. So we're skipping it this time so I can do that housekeeping stuff and get that all right. So I hope you guys are enjoying like the shows that we're producing and the stuff we're putting out on Patreon. Noel's doing Lay's newsletter thing, and the early episodes are slowly but surely getting back on track. They're still going to air their ad free always. So let us know what it is. Like, give us some feedback if you want. You can reach out to the dungeoncast@gmail.com and drop us some feedback. You know, we see all the fan mail that comes in. We're slow to answer it sometimes, but we will get in there. And then there's lots of ways you can help the show that are not monetary based. Like just listening is the best thing you can do. Telling a friend. I do have like a personal goal to double this show's audience this year. I think that's something I really want to set my mind to.
That'd be awesome.
It's 100% possible. There's no reason that we shouldn't have twice the amount of people that listen to the show now listening on a regular basis. But to part of making that goal a reality is asking you guys for your help in spreading the word about the show. So I know that's something we kind of were like hitting hard for a little while, and it you see results from that. You guys do go out there and tell people about the show. And that's the main thing, word of mouth. We do what we can to advertise the show and like cross promote. We're going to be doing a lot more of that. There's going to be a lot more guests on the show this year. I think we're going to make it a more regular thing. Let us know if there's somebody you would like to see. And you don't just have to let us know, let the world know on things like Twitter. Like Twitter's a great way to reach out to people, or I guess Mastodon, or wherever those platforms are. If there's somebody you want to see, you could also let us know, like, hey, it would be really cool to get this person on the show. We can look up their contact information and ask. There's no reason we can't do that. We've sent out a bunch of emails actually to like get people on the show. We've had people on the show that we think are excellent, awesome people. Definitely check them all out. Check out our sponsors. You guys are all helpful. If you want to sponsor the show, we're open to that. The Dungeoncast@gmail.com. Although I don't know what sponsorship opportunities we're going to have from people listening to this part of the episode, but who knows, you know, like, I imagine the people that make it to the long rest are the diehards. So I'm usually just talking to you guys. You're probably already patrons. So, but you know, telling people about the show, that's excellent. Like I said, we want to double our podcast, like our unique listeners out there. Cause we have metrics that are like total downloads, unique listens, right? So we want to double the unique listeners of this show. And I think that's something totally within our wheelhouse, totally possible. We're going to work hard to do that through collaboration with guests, with you, the listener. So thanks. And I'm looking forward to growing the horde, if you will.
The horde.
Oh, no. Thank you, Dungeon Casters, for helping us grow our horde of you.
I love it.
yeah, that's something I just wanted to put out into the universe.
Cool,
something,
man.
some energy, get that good energy.
Yeah,
flowing.
I'm into it, man. I'm into it.
So, but it all starts with you guys, and without you guys, none of that goal is not possible without you. So thank you so much for being here and listening. I'm looking forward to making this community grow and doing more awesome shit, because this show is awesome.
Yes,
So,
I agree.
Yeah. Thank you guys a lot. We'll catch you. It's going to be a great year. The Artifact. We're going to catch you on the next one.
All right, we will call it a game. We'll talk to you guys later.
Call it a game.
The Dungeoncast.